What is the worst movie you have ever seen? You know, something you flip on the TV and thought,
what the hell?
Hi, I'm Knucklehead, and today I'm going to take you on a journey to find the worst movie ever made. Today's flick is called Atlantic Rim. If that sounds familiar, it is because this movie falls into the genre of cheesy movie ripoffs. Or more accurately, a cheesy movie ripoff of Pacific Rim. Let's get into it. This movie starts out with a scene from the 2010 BP oil spill before we take a dive into the ocean shown only by the quality Asylum is known for. That being a ton of useless sound effects, characters overacting on a soundstage, and it's even complete with one female randomly pushing buttons that aren't there, while the other drives a joystick that is obviously not plugged into anything. You know, the best part about this scene is when it shows the radar, you can clearly tell it's like scanning all of Africa or something, when they're obviously supposed to be somewhere out in the ocean. Then a loud sound effect comes out of nowhere to shake the whole rig because... Nope, that's just Steve. He's visiting from Canada. We then cut to some B-roll of a parade, I guess to show that drinking and beads exist in this universe. Then with that out of the way, we cut to the base and introduced to probably where most of the budget for this movie was spent as they dragged poor Graham Greene into this. Then while he walks into the break room, I guess that Mardi Gras parade is supposed to be an excuse as to why there is only 3 people in this very important meeting. Either that or the General's best man is a crappy snake cosplayer that's possibly the bad guy because look at the eye patch, a normal looking girl, and someone who I'm going to refer to as NASA Space Barbie because nothing she says is intelligent. They then explain the impossible has happened as an oil rig earlier has just disappeared.
Exactly. We've done the recon. It wasn't a computer glitch. The rig is gone.
The NASA Space Barbie suggests, hey, an oil rig vanished. Why don't we send in our giant robots to find it?
This would be a good opportunity to move Project Armada into its first live field test.
Like, oh yeah, we're building these huge battle robots for no reason, so let's just send them on an investigation mission. Makes sense. She seems like one of those kids that's looking for any reason to pull her toys out. But then they are like, but who gets to pilot this? And the general says, I know just the people. We then cut to 2 of our unlikely protagonists drunk off their asses during the middle of the day. And now, since we have seen our hero, we must see how macho of a badass he is by kicking randos' butts on the streets because they called him a... Squid?
What's wrong, McFly? Chicken?
Squid? Like, that is the only thing I can think they are trying to do is copy that kind of tension. Then, the victory after their asses being beat is short-lived as they receive a call from the command, and we are introduced to the 3rd character of the story that is named, well, I didn't bother to remember these names writing this script, so I'll just refer to them as the colors they wear throughout the movie. So red, green, and blue finally make it to the air hangar for a much undeserved slow-motion cool guy walk. They all suit up into their PS2 rendered Mechazords and are off to fight at the bottom of the ocean. There is a part where everyone gets super hot for no reason and Blue almost dies of no air, but it gets solved in no time and never gets brought up back again, so whatever. So anyway, then they all react to something that is so amazing the movie can't even show us.
You guys picking this up?
Whoa.
What happened down here?
I've dived damn near 100 dives and seen countless pictures of others, and believe me when I tell you this, I've never seen anything like this before.
Then it barely shows the monster leaving the scene of the crime as Red gets to go after it. But oh no, just because they are in a giant fighting robot, they totally can't go after the Wish version of a kaiju. So the general shuts down Blue and Green as Red still tries to make it to the shoreline and somehow, I guess, is out of range of his shut down ray. His idea to stop said monster is going past it completely and then getting to the beach first. And in typical American fashion, no one listens to the huge death machine telling everyone to leave.
You are in great danger. This is a U.S. government issue. Recognized robot. You need to evacuate.
See here, please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
What takes place next isn't actually half bad as Red fights out the giant lizard. I mean, it's pretty awful, but it's okay for Asylum standards. Then we see a laser beam of death do some damage to a random building, But never mind that. He then holds the thing down and as the fighter pilot tries to blow the freaking thing up. So the day is saved. Well, for the most part. Turns out the little laser incident didn't go well. Probably shouldn't have been piloting those things drunk, huh, Red? Well, this is an asylum film. They usually were probably drunk making the thing. We then have Red pad some runtime by retelling what just happened when an army guy pulls up behind them.
The monster pinned down on the ground. Got his jaws pried open all the way. I'm pinning it, I'm shaking, I'm fighting with him. Spitfire comes in, dude. He's got a full payload. The aspects, you know?
Okay, yeah. Lieutenant Waters?
Yeah, what do you need?
No, sir, I'm here to arrest you for disobeying a direct order from a superior officer.
Red is then put under arrest for disobeying orders. Guess no good deed goes unpunished. Or maybe he should be arrested considering all the dead people lining the streets behind them. The story then takes a break from the main plot to have Green complete a side quest by running into a burning building with a gun out. I guess he was going to shoot away any fire that got in his path. He then finds and saves a little girl. He then gets left by the army guys as the shot ends on a reminder that there is still a ton of dead people on the streets. Maybe not the best thing to show if you're trying to end on a positive note. Well, I guess they lucked out because they don't have to watch the rest of this garbage. Red then gets locked away for like an afternoon or something before the guys get invited to a celebration party for what happened later that day. Way to send mixed messages there, guys. So Red and Blue go out for the evening while Green, with his heart of gold, decides he is going to help the Red Cross because he is obviously the best one out of the three. Red gets shit-faced for the second time like it's his only character trait or something. Then the plot finally moves on as they are revealed that there's 2 more eggs out in the ocean. But I guess this next one is more advanced because this one can still catch them off guard and gets ashore much faster than the last one. But they don't have to go looking for it as it is already making its way to the army base. With Red somehow back in jail, it is up to Green and Blue to save the day. They make the choice between Red or the bots, and I guess because CGI is so expensive, they go after Red. Green then goes hammer time on the door just to make me wonder why we haven't been following him for most of this movie. He's obviously the better main character. Then it's finally time for battle as they get into an SUV while the monster is just bombed from above.
What the hell?
Okay, which kind of makes me think on why they didn't just do that earlier, but the thing just escapes into the ocean, and that's problem solved. Our heroes then celebrate the only way they know how, and by going to a local bar, even though they did absolutely nothing this time. We then have somewhat of a character development as Red and Blue are a couple, but Blue and Green had a thing at one time. You are led to believe this may start some drama, but nope, nothing happens after it, as they get a phone call saying that the obviously not dead monster is obviously not dead and is instead heading to New York, and it is up to these 3 to stop him. Eye Patch suggests the most American thing ever by just blowing the dang thing up.
What about the nuclear option, Admiral? Don't be so goddamn trigger happy.
General clearly says no, and plus gives NASA Barbie a chance to show off a new way to control the mechs with their mind. They're not completely well tested, but that's okay. That's never backfired before, right? But the Snake cosplayer does not agree with his plan and instead calls in his secret plan.
It's me. We're not getting no play here. The Admiral is gonna lose New York one way or the other. Time we implement the Trojan horse.
It's probably news. As the team makes it to the monster, Blue and Green decide to hang back and let Red fight the thing mano-a-mano again. If he did so well the last time, why not let him do all the work this time? After going toe-to-toe a bit with Godzilla's cousin, the team soon realizes that the brainwave devices have a harmful effect. They make them feel the pain that their robot feels, as opposed to just me feeling the pain from watching this. And Space Barbie suddenly decides, oh hey, your bots totally came with melee weapons. Oops, I guess I forgot to say that. Guess now they're able to bring the fight. Oh, and to no one's surprise, Eye Patch did call in the nukes, but it doesn't matter. Red goes up, causes it to wiggle like a fish out of water before grabbing it and shaving it into the monster and sending it flying into space. Wait, if they had this kind of power to begin with, why didn't they just send the beast into space, besides fighting it on land? Then, happy ending. The monster explodes into a million chunks and sends Red flying back into Earth, which he is completely fine and emerges unscathed. The heroes then celebrate the only way they know how. More drinking! Hell, I think I need a drink after this. And that was Atlantic Rim. It definitely was a bad film with a little bit of likable moments here and there. Usually when looking at films, I try not to judge it based off its graphics, seeing as how some films are limited by the technology of their time, but this movie came out in 2013, around the same time as Elysium, Snowpiercer, and other great films, so there is no excuse. With that, it gains the first rank on my list for the search for the worst movie ever. Oh well, at least there isn't a second one. Crap. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then a like is appreciated, and let me know in the comments what you thought of the video. I take criticism very well. And let me know in the comments what movie you'd like me to cover next. Until then, I'll see you next time.